when we were doing impressions of the lead singer of Korn scatting, Jonathan Davis, I feel like we both felt pretty self-conscious about that. So
Scat only has one meaning on the P.O.D. cast,
you're right.
by the way.
Yeah, no, you're right. People should know. If you're listening to this and if when I said it the first time you thought it meant shit, turn it off. Turn the show off. This isn't for you. You're not going to like it,
guys. Yeah. You don't understand that shit is not a thing that I do. No, I don't shit.
I don't do it. I never have done it. I never will do it. It's gross. It smells. People don't like it. It's uncomfortable sometimes. I'm not doing it. So fuck it.
It's brown. I hate brown.
Yeah, it's true. It is a bad color, isn't it? I mean brown in general, not shit. I mean, shit's a bad color too, but
I was trying to be a dickhead to my daughter today. She was singing White Christmas. And I said, I'm dreaming of a brown Christmas, like as a joke. And she hated it and I hated it. And the whole thing was bad.
I love that. I love when you say a joke and there's just nothing there for you. And it's worse when it happens on stage. That'll happen sometimes, not usually with like a planned bit, but sometimes, you'll do a little audience interaction and then you just throw out a thing and then everyone agrees in the moment. Like sometimes I'll throw out a thing, the audience won't laugh, and I'll kind of be like, that's on you, you know? Like that was actually funny. Pardon me, and you guys fucked that up. But other times, pardon me again, you say a thing and then you're just like, you know what? You're right. I get it. That was bad. I shouldn't have said it. And everyone, we were all here for it. None of us liked it. And it was a bad call. Yeah, exactly.
I think fair enough. You got me there.
Yes.
That was not good.
You guys are correct. You can feel it in your own heart and soul. You're like, we can't get these all right.
I'm like, so we're writing our next live show the week of the show.
Okay.
Which is stupid, but it's like, we can't burn material on it, so we're doing news of the week type stuff. And I'm just like, I'm going to eat a lot of shit on this show.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, it's the same with stand up, you write a joke and you're never sure until you tell it into a mic like 3 or 4 times. And even then, sometimes you're not sure. You could be writing a new joke. It could go great the first like 5 times and then it doesn't anymore. I
know.
It's crazy.
There's jokes that I've done 57 times and then I did it twice and it didn't work. And I'm like, fuck that joke. I hate it.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Well, it was funny. I had a joke like that. Like, I'm not a very edgy comedian, but I wrote this joke about school shootings. And it was going like, because I'm a teacher. And so it was like kind of related to that. And basically like the crux of the joke was that like, I don't want them to give me a gun. Like they're talking about giving teachers guns. And I don't want a gun because I know that I might shoot a kid. And just like, and it's obviously like so over the top. And I'm a pretty likable comedian. So I feel like, I build up a lot of goodwill. So people know like, I don't mean it. It's way over the top. So I was doing it in Vancouver and it was going great. Because like, we're lucky, like there's not a lot of gun violence in Vancouver. So I think people here feel comfortable. They're like laughing and it was going so great. And then I was in Toronto and I did it in Toronto like 3 nights in a row, just nothing. And I was like, what is happening? And then finally, like I was talking to Becca about it and she's like, yeah, but like people get shot here. Like they don't like people get shot here. They don't want, they can't necessarily separate the fact that like, that's a joke,
Yeah, it's weird because you like never really do build up goodwill either,
Yes.
like as in like you were saying, I build up all this goodwill. Like I could still get like canceled tomorrow for accidentally saying something.
True.
Even after 9 years of saying mostly right things.
Yeah. No, you're right for sure. And I don't think it's something that I could get canceled over necessarily, but it was just like one of those things where I was like, how did this go so well like 7 or 8 times in Vancouver before it went so badly in Toronto? Yeah. And then you're like, oh, right. Okay. Not everyone is in a headspace where they can like accept this type of joke. I know.
It's so funny hearing you say that because you are definitely not an edgy guy. I mean, you were on this tour, but that's because you're doing Blocked Party and the P.O.D. cast. But like I would not imagine your stand up would be very
No,
dark.
I mean, people give me shit about it. You know, people like in the Discord for Block Party, or like sometimes people will quit our Patreon and be like, yeah, John's a bitch, you know, or like whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Sure. Yeah. Like, I'm really boring. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But I mean, you like, we say that I'm edgy on our tour, but we did a live P.O.D. cast and the only song the audience sang was I Try by Macy Gray. So I don't know how edgy we really got.
Well, I mean, it's just working with Stefan and me. I'm dirty too.
Yeah, true.
I motherfuck and cuss and stuff like that on stage. I'm a very edgy comedian.
Yeah.
But,
that's true. And you guys are at least the show that we saw, you know, you're speaking some truth to power. You guys are getting your views, your political views out there, and they're very known as well. Whereas like, I don't talk about any of that stuff either. You know, I think there's like, it's not only that you're cussing and stuff, but you would be deemed sort of edgy in the sense that you aren't afraid to like attack someone's politics.
Well, can I tell you, I am like constantly terrified that somebody's going to cut a clip and play it on Fox News, and I'm going to have a bunch of guys with AR-15s mad at me all the time.
Yeah, I would be nervous about that if I were you.
I think about it a lot. Especially now that they've had like quotes and stuff and played clips of Chapo on there. I'm like, oof, buddy. Like,
yeah.
They're getting closer.
Well, especially because like, and you know, I mean, you probably went through this when you were doing Shocktober, but like podcasts are so long. There's like such a long amount of time for you to say something dumb. Like if you look at like, I mean, well, you guys have been doing Street Fight for so long, but even Blocked Party, like we've done, if you count bonus episodes, we've maybe done like 80 episodes. So we've probably done over 100 hours of content. If you go through 100 hours of content, it's pretty easy to find a 1 minute sound bite that makes you sound bad, or at least like they can steer their narrative in whatever direction they want because they have literally hundreds of hours to choose from.
There's a video clip of our audience, 200 people of our audience chanting "Kill Jeff Bezos" in Chicago. And it's just like, I keep picturing that showing up on Fox News and just being like, oh my God. And getting like the visit from the FBI.
Right.
Being like, our fans being like classified as a gang. You know?
Yeah, they like, and they'll make up like some name you've never heard of, like the SFR gang. You know, we've seen a lot of rhetoric about them online.
It happened to ICP, which is really wild. Like, I don't know if ICP's new metal, but I was a huge fan of them. So
I know you were. I mean, I would say to me, ICP is definitely a band we're going to cover in a bonus episode for sure. Like to me, that seems like a good bonus episode band.